Hi, my name is Ryan Williams. I worked at The Late Show first as an intern and then a talent coordinator and a stand-up comedy booker. One of the earliest bits I can remember really loving on the show, there was a guy named Manny the Hippie. Dave would ask Manny the Hippie whether something was good or bad, and Manny's way of ranking it was either dank or it was swag. And I had no idea that those were like drug references or anything like that at the time. And I was like, oh, this is a cool vibe these two have.
You like beer, Manny?
Oh, I like dank beer.
Dank. What is dank beer?
Dank beer's good beer.
So dank is an adjective? It modifies beer? Dank means good.
Yeah.
Right. And what is bad then if dank is good?
Swag.
Swag. What a Volvo?
Volvos are good, but did you know if you rear end them hard enough?
No, we're playing dank or swag.
Oh.
This ain't Consumer Digest. We're playing dank or swag here.
It depends. What year?
I don't know what year. 1995.
Diggity. Pretty nice.
I had one of the best jobs any kid fresh out of college could have, which was to travel all over the country holding auditions for stupid pet tricks and stupid human tricks. Before YouTube, this was really one of the major ways of finding people. The pet trick that I think is undoubtedly one of the best ever, I think the dog's name was Bailey, and would play dead.
Play dead.
That was good.
Play dead.
Oh, man.
So I remember one time a guy sent in VHS tape of him putting his hand in a cotton candy machine until his hand was all covered in cotton candy. The guy was bald, so as I'm watching this clip, all I can think about is like, well, this would be so much better if this guy stuck his bald head in the cotton candy machine. And I think he only got maybe first-degree burns on the sides of his head.
There he is.
There was another sort of thing like that where a guy stuck a fork in his nose. If you're going to stick a fork in your nose, you better do something with the fork. So had him put a plate of spaghetti and then feed his wife.
Yo!
There was a guy who, on his skateboard, jumped a U-Haul truck. Probably pretty stupidly, we reached out to him and asked him to recreate the stunt there. And they pulled off the stunt, and I think that was by the grace of God more than anything. Somebody should have died doing that because nobody knew what they were doing. I think that this was when I was actually interviewing for the internship. They were doing something they had never done before, which was do a live camera move from the subway station across the street in through the back doors of the Ed Sullivan Theater following the Beastie Boys. Here's the Beastie Boys coming up out of the subway and it looks amazing. So that was sort of the first taste of, you know, seeing TV being made right in front of you.
Like Beachwall or Omaha, with the ilmo you never seen before, just gliding in the glades, and like Lorraine, you know I get paid.
My proudest moment probably working at Late Show. There was a dog in Chile named Carrie, and Carrie and her owner danced the merengue. It just so happened that they were on the show the same day that Bill Clinton was there for the Clinton Global Initiative. I remember very clearly saying, President Clinton, I'd love to introduce you to Jose Fuentes and Carrie the merengue dancing dog. And the president got down and shook the dog's hand and patted it on its head. One went on to dance a merengue on the stage of the Ed Sullivan Theater, and the other went, you know, on his way to the CGI initiative. Famously, Sully Sullenberger landed a plane on the Hudson River, and shortly after that, Steve Martin was coming on the show. And I got cast in this sketch for the show, told I'm going to be standing on an airplane wing. Steve was going to sort of lightly nudge me with his arm, and I was going to fall off. In the moment of the sketch where in my head I was supposed to fall, but nobody had really touched me. So I just kind of pitched myself forward without anybody contacting me. And you can see or hear Dave kind of go, huh! As just this dumbass timbers off the wing after not being touched by anyone.
Have you seen this before?
No, I have not.
Oh, there it is. Look at that. That's unbelievable. That's shot one.
This moment, I was freaking out.
Yeah. You were freaking out.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Let's see, and that looks like this. Okay.
Celebrity, where's the VIP rescue boat?
Wait.
That's too bad. Oh, I didn't get a life vest. Oh, thank you. Excuse me. Where's the VIP rescue boat? Hey, you want to buy a life vest? Oh, well, there goes 20 bucks.
One thing that is in my head to this day is the Martin Short song, Pull My Lever in the Voting Booth. And just every time he would come on the show and just the level of dedication and wanting to just do something really fun.
So let's unite all of us and take our pants off all together. And in the voting booth, you couldn't flip my switch by the ballot box. I can scratch your act. We can bring it on. Life's too short, too thick, and so let's just keep pumping, just like Bubba's ticker in the voting booth.
53rd Street was great because, for whatever reason, the mayor's office let us use it as a playground. And it was everything from bringing in literal tons and tons and tons of dirt to build a dirt bike ramp, to one of my favorites was we had a guy on his rollerblades had little spines that stuck out that would hit these items percussively as he scooted along. It wasn't like impressive fireworks explosion, just a cute little moment. There's a gentleman from Australia who was the master of making hand shadow puppets.
I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
One thing Dave would always say is that he wanted to talk to people who had actually done something. So whenever someone actually did something and it was a big story, you'd try to get that person to do the show. Whether it was, a woman who got bitten by a fox, or whether it was a guy who witnessed another person fall on the subway platform and he threw themselves over top of him. Donald Trump actually hijacked the subway hero before we could get to him. We're thinking like, okay, after Donald's done with him, he's just gonna let him go and then we can talk to him. Nope, they all load into big black SUVs and drive all the way back uptown. So we all hop into cabs and it's literally like, follow those cars as we're going up the West Side Highway, following Donald Trump's motorcade. Just like, what is this job?
Yeah.
So they was like, yo, you guys got to wait till we kill the power. That took another 20 minutes. Meantime, I'm got this guy, he's pushing me, my head is hitting thing, but I was like, please, sir, you got to stay still. So what I did, I struck a conversation with him. And that kept him easy.
Genius.
Yeah.
Genius.
Yeah. So, are you from the area?
Whoa.
The one human interest guest that was the weirdest, Jack the Set, who billed himself as a sock puppet expert. A little bit unexpected, like the guy looked pretty grizzled, like he was an old ranch hand or something.
Do you have a lot of kids in the family, grandkids and stuff like that?
No.
No?
I'm looking. Now slide your hand into it.
Look at that.
Okay, give me your other hand.
Now, stop that. Stop that. What's the matter with you? I've told you 100 times.
Now you got little teeth in there.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Hi, everybody. Hi.
Towards the end of my time at Late Show, I had the great privilege of working as part of a team booking stand-up comedians for the show. One of the stand-up comedy debuts that I'm the proudest that we put on the show was Michael Che. Che was booked in the midst of Hurricane Sandy. So on very short notice, we were like, now's the time, like we've got a spot for you if you can make it. And explaining that to his representative, and they're like, well, the problem is he lives in Jersey City and he doesn't have power or phone, like I can't get in touch with him. You just have to kind of hold your breath and hope that it's going to work out. And I think he had to basically have people get into the car with him because they were only allowing people who had multiples in the car to use any of the bridges or tunnels at the time. He was somebody who I think had some hitchhikers in his limo to and from the show.
This is really cool to do, man, you know, because I was never really a good student in school. You know, I was always bad. I used to cut class a lot, you know. I had a teacher tell me in the 7th grade I'd never amount to nothing. And I never forgot that as long as I live. And I seen her recently, too, in a supermarket by herself buying like 40 cans of cat food. And I stopped her, too. I was like, hey, Miss Conroy, remember you told me I'd never amount to nothing? And she was like, yes. And I looked her dead in the face, and I was like, lucky guess.
I remember one of the best performances we had on the show. Jay-Z and Eminem performed together on the roof. Got to go up and see two of the greatest rappers of all time perform at like one of the most incredible venues. How's it gonna ever get any better than this? Like, what is a cooler moment?
Renegade, I've been afraid to say what's on my mind at any given time of day, cause I'm a renegade. Never been afraid to talk about anything, 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 anything. Renegade. Never been afraid to say what's on my mind at any given time of day, cause I'm a renegade. Never been afraid to talk about anything, 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 anything. Renegade.
Shannon Ice and the toy demos were, in my mind, the most important things that happened every year. The best toy we ever had wasn't really a toy, a cupcake car, which what really it was something somebody had built for Burning Man. And then as soon as Dave gets into the thing, he just gets in it, and then his thing is he's going to repeatedly smash it into the Christmas tree again and again and again to either get it to break or get the Christmas tree to break. That was a moment where it was just like, this is so funny to watch, but this could be so bad.
Well, if you buy it, it comes with a helmet that reads...
Jamie Oliver was coming on and he was going to be cooking with Tom Cruise. And I remember that I had gotten my version of like dressed up. Jamie Oliver told me that I looked like one of the Strokes. And I thought, this is perfect. Like it was at the ideal time in the early 2000s where to be compared to one of the Strokes was what every, 20-something skinny white guy was going for.
They're cooking off. Oh my gosh. Who needs a colonic irrigation when you got that? My Lord. Okay.
One day we got a phone call, I think the first one was Ventriloquist Week, where Dave said he wanted to have a week of just ventriloquists on the show. And then a drum solo week. I think the best of all of them probably was Elvis Week, at least for me. And that was the one where I had sort of the most hands-on kind of curating of all of it. After Elvis Week, I got word that Dave was going to call me in the office and thank me for Elvis Week, and got a phone call and a chat about how much he enjoyed it and how each one of the performers, he really liked how the concept went, from the beginning of Elvis to the Elvis at the end, and it wasn't just, the same white leisure suit Elvis every night. That made me feel good, and like I had mission accomplished. Elvis Week was a success.
Because I love too much, baby.
My job at Letterman was basically weird shit. We were the human interest department, but it was really just the weird shit.